Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I'm your host, Max Kellerhalls, and today we are going to be talking about Avatar Fire and Ash, the third film in this billion-dollar franchise, or what is it, like the most money any movie franchise has ever made now, like $7 billion between all three films now. Yeah. Okay, I did do a review of Avatar: The Way of Water. I like that movie. And I came out of that movie really enjoying it. I thought it was like a step in the right direction for this franchise. Then I saw this movie. This is the same fucking movie. I'm sorry to say, but I was just disappointed by this movie. Straight up. It's like derivative, repetitive, boring. There's nothing new added to this movie except for like the fire people and maybe the wind people for like a second, but literally they just shoot that down 5 minutes into this 3.5 hour movie or whatever, however fucking long this thing is. I'll start with my good. I think most of the actors are good. I think Sam Worthington is good. I really like what they did with Natiri's character in this movie, especially after the events of the last movie with Nateum dying. And it's interesting to actually see this woman go through grief and like see her faith really be pushed, because throughout even the first movie and the last movie, her belief in Ewa and the planet and nature has really been her thing, keeping her going forward. And that's why she got together with Jake Sully. And so seeing that really be pushed in this movie was really cool. And it was actually one of the things I really liked that they did with that character. Because in Way of Water, I didn't think they gave her as much to do, that she just gets some cool action scenes and she's just kind of there because she was a carryover from the first movie. But no, I really like what they do with her in this movie. She gets really cool action scenes of her own. She goes on a really interesting character arc, especially with her and her relationship with her kids, with Jake, with Spider. I thought that was really cool and I really liked that. But in this 3 hour movie, it's there. I wish there was more of it throughout the film towards the end of the movie. But kind of her arc kind of just stops beginning of the third act. That's the thing with this movie. It does a lot of really cool character stuff. Honestly, what the best stuff in this movie is with the Ash people. Una Chaplin as Varang, the fire people. Their forest was burned down in a volcano. They've just turned their backs on nature and their god, Ewa. So they're just these people who just want to cause chaos and bring fire across all of Pandora. And all of her stuff is really cool. I think the performance is really captivating. I understand why James Cameron is so fixated on these blue people, because God, holy shit. I can understand why the internet is loving this character. I'm gonna be 100% real. I get it. I get the cosplays. I get the fan art. I would. 100% would. But besides me being a pig, I really liked her character. I liked the performance. I liked the way she manipulates characters around her. I like the presence, the weird mysticism that she brings with this character. I thought it was really cool. I really liked the way Una Chaplin played this character. And I thought her chemistry with Quaritch's character, played by Stephen Lane, was really cool and captivating. You can kind of see why these two would work well together. And it was a rocky kind of rivalry towards the beginning, but then it blossomed into this other thing. I like what they do with Quaritch's character in this movie. It's kind of tied in with Varang, and that he kind of gets his own Jake Sully kind of oh, I understand and I want to be a part of these people, but he's still kind of attached to his soldier side and the human side of things. But now that he's just Na'vi, and he doesn't really have anything to go back to, he's kind of stuck between I want to be a part of these people because I'm kind of down with their culture, but I also have a mission to do. I thought that was a really cool thing they took this character on. However, they just kind of sacrificed it in the third act just for another fucking gigantic battle. Now, yes, before we get into the third act and all that nonsense, what do people come to these movies to see? It's the effects. Now, and I will admit, half the time watching this movie, I am just kind of sucked in and just being oh wow, this is really cool. And I like how they were able to show off this world, and it's really what the aesthetic of Pandora and the overall vision of James Cameron and what he's wanting to do with technology and this world is very impressive. Like Weta and all the people behind this movie and the artistry, the computer technology. The film states at the beginning that there was no AI used, so this is all made by humans in some way. You can see all of that on display. It is a beautiful looking movie. And sometimes I am like, oh my god, like, yeah, I have to like remember this is all digital. This is all fake. These aren't real people. At the same time, it's like, oh yeah, I am watching these real people in the most boring movie imaginable. And I hate to say that because there's some fun action in this, but like when it's the same movie as the last two, you're just like, do something new with it. And the things that they do kind of do new is like with Natiri's character, with the fire people, and then with Spider's character, like the idea that like in this movie something happens to him where he is now able to breathe the air, and he has one of their ponytail connecting to nature thingies on him, like, oh, I don't know, Leiku, I don't know, I'm thinking Star Wars now, but he has one of those things. And what does that mean? Because if he could do it, can it be replicated with other humans? And if that's the case, if humans can just live on this planet no problem and connect with it, that's not good for the Na'vi, because then they'll just get pushed out. Like, that dynamic was really fascinating. And then it just hits a point in this movie, and then it's done. Like, nope, we're not dealing with that anymore. We want to have a gigantic battle at the end. Honestly, the third act of this movie is one of my least favorite third acts in a while, because it's the same shit from all the other Avatar movies. You get your Paya Khan coming in, saving the day, this time with just more whales, because there's that whole plot in this movie that kind of is just like there. It's the same shit Loak went in with the second movie. Characters get factory reset at the beginning of this movie. Like, Jake doesn't trust Loak. Loak is seen as this disappointment in the family kind of feeling. He has to prove himself again. Is there just as a cute kid. Kiri is still trying to figure out where she comes from and why all this shit is happening to her. It's the same shit from the second movie. And even in this movie, Jake has to go back and like go through the Taruk Makto thing again and get the big bird. It's all again. There's nothing new. And that's why I say I like the stuff with the fire people and with Natiri, because it's new. But once you hit that third act, it's just like every character's like, we've hit our arcs, we're just here for action. And it's like, we've seen this before. Literally, there were moves and similar fighting styles that were from the first movie. Like when Jake would use the big bird and throw helicopters. They do that like 3 times in this movie, and I'm like, we get it. We know what the big bird can be used for. Do something new. And then guess what? How do they solve this situation when all hope is lost? They pray upon their god, and their god comes in and helps them again. Just like the first movie. How does Jake and his son reconcile with each other? Oh, they go on another careening, crashing vehicle that is sinking. Well, actually, this time it's floating up into a magnetic storm thing. Oh, and guess what? Quaritch is still on the side of humans. Nothing new there. And the fire people are just kind of used as just big blue bad cat people. I was watching this, and not in disbelief as like, oh my god, this is amazing, and just the amount of dick sucking I have heard about this fucking franchise and people glazing it as like, this is cinema, when it's the same shit again. Now, you can say that about Marvel movies and such, and I will be there for you. I'm like, okay, when they're doing the same shit over and over again, I understand. However, the character dynamics in those movies, I can always be like, oh, cool, that's interesting. However, when even your character dynamics and the overall story and how things are played out is the same shit again, then I'm like, what's the point? It's like, cool visuals, but I am bored out of my mind. I saw this with my brother, and at a point, like, he looked at his watch, and we still had an hour left of the film. We were like, wait, I thought this was wrapping up, because this is the point it should wrap up. And no, it's like, we gotta have this big giant fucking battle again, because it's Avatar. And I get it. Like, people love going to this movie to see all the cool, like, pretty visuals and stuff. Like, yeah, it's nice to see, like, the environment and the culture and, like, this whole world realized. But for fuck's sake, they bring back that dickhead whaler character again for no reason. He had a satisfying end in the second movie. Like, that was a pretty satisfying character death, and they bring him back in this for no reason, and give him a lamer death than he got in the last one. Like, the last one was satisfying, and kind of was within that character arc. In this one, he just drowns, because a whale brings him under. You're just sitting there like, okay, I'm watching this again, and then the ending ends like the first movie, and just, movie, try to do something to impress me here. I just don't get it. I don't understand why people glaze these movies so much. Like, this one kind of gave me the same feeling as, like, Joker Folie à Deux. It just kind of made the last movie prior not enjoyable because they just redo all the shit again in this one. And James Cameron, I think he's a great director, and I think he has more to him than these Avatar movies, and I understand that they want to move on with Avatar 4 and 5. I'm kind of done after this movie. I mean, I'll review them, but I'm done. I'm out of this franchise. I can watch this at home. And even though it won't be the same experience, because, yeah, in theaters, this is really impressive to watch. I'm done. I'm not invested in these anymore. And if you are, that is totally fine. I'm not trying to knock anybody that loves these movies. My brother had a fun time with this. Nothing against that. I checked out halfway through this 3.5-hour film. I was done. I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, this doesn't do anything for me. And they're like, oh yeah, next time we come back to this, it's gonna be an 8-year time skip. I'm like, cool, okay, we'll see. I don't know, because I feel like all the interesting shit that was set up in the last movie is paid off in this in a very, like, no shit, I thought that was obvious. You're not gonna do anything with that? Like, Kiri's like an immaculate birth. I thought that's what they already knew. Like, I thought that was kind of obvious when she looks like a young cat Sigourney Weaver. I don't know. I think the only things that kind of was, like, interesting, like, stylistically, was that, like, he kind of pushes the weird spiritual element more. I thought that was pretty cool, like, with the visuals he was trying to communicate there. Like, there's a moment where, like, Korich and Varane get high together, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I'll say this, you see Awa in this movie for a little bit, and they're like, oh, that's a cool visual, but that's just it. It's a cool visual. It's like, okay, but it's the same shit that happened in the first movie. Now you just see what this god looks like. Okay, as you could tell, I wasn't a big fan of this movie. Kind of one of my biggest disappointments of this year. I want to love these movies. I really do. I don't want to go in hating these movies. It's just, when this is what they offer to me, I'm not interested. I don't get it. I don't get the hype behind these movies other than, like, they're easily accessible to people. And if that's it, fine. But, like, for as much as this movie's trying to appeal and hit to so many people, I feel like it just missed the mark with me. Like, it didn't hit to me. And that's fine. I get it. I don't hate anybody that likes this movie. I don't want that to come across in this review. I'm just a passionate dweeb who likes movies, and this movie didn't work for me. But I'd rather hate a product than hate a person. That's my feeling. That's it. I really have nothing else to say about this movie. I hope you guys liked my rant. Let me know what you think of this movie. If you like this movie, let me know why. I'm very curious. I want to understand why people like this in this franchise, because it's just not appealing to me. Like, I liked the second one. It was doing something different, but this one just disappointed me entirely. That's all I have to say. If you like my rant, please hit that like button. If you want to see more reviews of movies that we do like from various different hosts on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you all have a good day. Bye.